The 2021 NFL Draft was one of the most memorable in recent history. There were blockbuster trades before and during the event. 5 teams selected their quarterback of the future in just the first 15 picks, and the draft class was filled with elite talent at almost every position. With 6 weeks of the NFL regular season in the books, I want to take a look at how some of the top picks have performed so far, as well as their outlook for the rest of the season and beyond. Alright, first up, predictably, is the first overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback out of Clemson, now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was widely regarded as one of the best quarterback prospects ever. People have had their eye on him since high school. He was a college football champion at Clemson, and he was seen as maybe the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck or even John Elway. So there was a lot of hype for him coming into this season. He was seen as a very accurate passer. He had all the right tools of 6'6", had great arm strength. He was a good decision maker at his time at Clemson. So far, he's not really been off to the start that many may have hoped for. He's thrown 8 interceptions, and on the season, he's below 60% accuracy. Some of these struggles are on him. There's definitely examples of him forcing some throws into some tight windows, but all of that is still part of the adjustment period. He is a rookie quarterback. It's not all going to happen at once. It's very rare when we do see a rookie quarterback get off to immediate success. And the Jaguars had the first overall pick for a reason. They're not the best team in the NFL. They don't have a great batch of weapons for him to work with. So I don't think many of his struggles are fully on him. Like I said, there are some throws that have been ill-advised, but he's still shown that he can make great throws. There have been some amazing throws that he's made that very few people could fit into the windows. And he's also been great rushing the ball. He has 2 rushing TDs in the red zone. So he's not Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson, but he poses a threat in the red zone that makes defenses have to consider defending him. So I think better days are definitely ahead for the first overall pick. And even though the stats aren't there yet, I think he's shown that he can definitely be a franchise quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next up is Zach Wilson, the second overall pick by the New York Jets, quarterback from BYU. He had a great final year at BYU, really came onto the scene out of nowhere. Not a lot of people were looking at him for the draft, and all of a sudden he wound up as the second overall pick. He had a great season. He has great accuracy. The main thing that stands out about him is he's excellent outside of the pocket and on the run, making plays, kind of a gunslinger style like you see from guys like Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. He has struggled a lot, though, coming into the NFL. The Jets are also not a very good team. Most teams that have high picks like this aren't. He's had a couple of great splash plays, especially when improvising when the play breaks down, but he's also had a lot of bad interceptions, forced throws. He's been prone to hold the ball too long, and he's had some interceptions on inaccurate or ill-advised throws. A lot of people were concerned about his adjustment from the level of competition at BYU, not a team in a Power 5 conference coming up to the NFL, and it's certainly been an adjustment for him so far. The Jets are also without their starting left tackle, Mekhi Becton, who I think that's having a big impact on his ability with an offensive line that is less than ideal. It's making it harder and harder for him to be able to make plays consistently. But we've seen that he can make some of these great off-platform throws. I think it'll come with time. It's still his rookie season, and the Jets are definitely a team that's still in transition, has a long way to go before they're a complete roster. So he's been off to a few struggles as well, but I think at the end of the day, he'll be a quality starter for them with time. Moving on now to a rookie that has not struggled whatsoever. That is Ja'Marr Chase, the wide receiver out of LSU. He was picked 5th overall by the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of people made an issue out of the pick. A lot of people felt that Joe Burrow needed protection more than he needed another weapon, so many were upset that Penei Sewell was not the pick, and the offensive line could still be a lot better for the Bengals, but I think it's clear that Ja'Marr Chase was the right call. The chemistry that he and Joe Burrow have is really something special. They've had amazing plays down the field in structure and when the play breaks down. Ja'Marr Chase is 4th in the NFL in receiving yards and touchdowns. He has 553 yards and 5 touchdowns in just 6 games. The play against the Packers, specifically when Joe Burrow was scrambling around trying to find someone open and Ja'Marr Chase broke open late on the play well down the field, is just the perfect example of why this pick was right for them. Even if wide receiver wasn't the biggest positional need for them, they're clearly a dynamic duo that's going to be causing a lot of pain for defenses in the NFL for a long time. And I think it was definitely the right call for them. Jamar Chase has been a superstar, and he's definitely been helping my fantasy teams. He was someone I targeted, and I'm very glad I did. The last guy I want to talk about today is Kyle Pitts, the 4th overall pick by the Atlanta Falcons, tight end out of Florida. He was seen as the best tight end prospect ever, and it's easy to see why. He was the highest drafted tight end in NFL history at 6'6", 245 pounds. He ran a 4.45 40-yard dash at the pro day. He has a huge catch radius. He is just a matchup nightmare for defenders. He was lined up on the line of scrimmage, in the slot, and out wide at Florida, and Atlanta's doing a lot of the same stuff with him, putting him all over the field. He's had a relatively slow start to the year, but that's normal for tight ends. It's a position that we rarely see get off to a strong start their rookie year. But week 5, he had a huge breakout game. The Falcons were without their top 2 wide receivers, Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage, and Kyle Pitts really stepped up. He had 10 catches for 119 yards and his first career touchdown. I think it's only a matter of time before he becomes a household name like the likes of Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski. I think he has every tool required to be one of the best tight ends in NFL history. So that is just a brief overview of how just a small batch of these rookies are doing so far this year. A lot of them have a long way to go, but there's a lot of reason to be optimistic with the rookies I covered and plenty others I did not have time to get to today. The NFL is definitely in good hands with this rookie class, and I'm very excited to see how they continue to develop and perform for years to come.